The following content contains personal experiences of our hosts and guests. We are not experts in this matter. We encourage challenging conversations with others and to achieve healing from our childhood. We hope to connect and allow a safe space to have an open discussion. It is not intended as a substitute for the advice of a qualified professional, diagnosis, or treatment.
Shame. Okay. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Seems like your favorite episode is the shame one.
Oh my gosh. I
You
have
need
to.
to bring the lady one, by the way.
I know. I need to.
She needs
And
to
you know,
come
there's
by.
a
She needs to
Santa one now.
There
They
is.
jacked it. They jacked
Oh.
it from the Filipinos. Like it was
That's funny.
It's like a Santa one, but it like you put cigarettes in there, and what it comes out is a cigarette, which I don't really like because I don't like smoking and I don't want to promote smoking. But I was like, okay, first of all, we thought of that first.
Happy anniversary! We made it. Episode 12. First Generation Podcast.
1 year, baby.
1 year.
My
Wow.
gosh. Yeah, incredible.
Unbelievable.
Could not have done it without our amazing listeners, of course.
Yes, and wonderful cousin and co-host here. That we did it. We did 1 year of potting.
Yeah.
1 year of podcasting.
Yeah.
It's been an amazing journey. What have you learned this year?
I mean, so many amazing things. Thank you to all of our guests for helping us with this podcast, for you sharing your stories. I mean, personally, for me, it's just we've created a safe space to have these conversations. And I know we've gotten that feedback from a lot of our listeners, and we want to continue doing that. So many common themes, though, with
Yeah.
first generation Americans, but also so many differences. And it's just, for me, just the healing, just being able to talk about it, the shame, and yeah, just being able to connect with other people and hopefully help them heal.
Yeah,
yeah.
no, I totally agree there too. And from my perspective, I learned a lot that, yeah, we're not alone. We haven't been alone. And it felt like that for years, at least from my experience. Like, am I the only one having these same weird feelings or thoughts through my journey and experience? And that realizing we're very similar. And it was great to just finally, like you said, talk about it and be open and no judgment. It was like a safe space to just connect with one another and learn about each other's backgrounds and culture as well. And it's just like it was like a nice breath of fresh air and a nice rediscovery, I think. I felt like I was able to rediscover myself. And it's been great. It has been great. And again, we couldn't have done this without everyone listening in, audience members just hitting us up. Some of one of my favorite feedback or DMs that we've gotten was more so like when certain episodes come out, it's like they reached out and said like, "Oh, I don't think I'm the right demographic for your guys' podcast, but a lot of things have resonated with me." It was nice to hear like there has been connection through our listeners, like even though not being the target audience, a lot of things have resonated with others, and it was just nice to see and hear that. It's just like this wasn't meant to just be a one group set of people. Like we wanted to impact and hopefully connect with many others and hopefully enlighten and share our experiences that like we're human, like these are our stories and we wanted to share those moments. And yeah, despite our backgrounds, like a lot of us have similar things like overbearing parents, or there's so many family expectations or traditions that then, relate to how we're brought up and our low self-esteem, such as that. So it doesn't necessarily like our pod is not only for first generation blank, first generation American, what have you. Like we wanted to put this together so we can all connect and engage and learn from one another and hopefully heal together. Because, yeah, talking about it has been very, one, inspiring, but also therapeutic
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, I think everyone's looking for connection and hoping to be heard or seen.
Yeah, definitely. And it takes a lot of courage to come on the show and talk about these things. So I just want to point that out to all our guests that have come on here, you know. But I think, again, I've mentioned this many times before, sharing our stories and challenging ourselves, challenging others to be able to share, that's going to help us grow and heal. And so, we've heard so many people who have struggled with coming out to their parents or just following their dream when that wasn't exactly the career path. All of those things take courage and growth. And so, yeah, that's actually one of the things I learned really this entire year is like, hey, like we will all have obstacles, whether you're first generation or not. But being able to talk about it, I think that helps encourage other people and helps them heal and grow, what have you. So, yeah.
Totally. And again, we're not specialists. We are not
No,
therapists.
no.
But we are an open ear, open-eyed friend that you can talk to. It's just like no judgment here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and to your point, Nina, yeah, it does take a lot of courage to just sit here and talk about it. Because it's not easy. It's definitely not easy. And I know, at least for me, this has been a growth process for me as well. Because expressing myself has been so tough for so many years, and also growing up, never would have thought I would be in front of a microphone. To be honest, like
Same.
I'm normally behind the scenes and doing that work, and not in front of the camera or microphone. And what was also great, like from other listeners, and I think this is my first time sharing this with you, but I was able to connect with a college student because of this podcast. One of my close friends connected with me with one of their relatives, and they are part of their Asian American Studies class, and they're looking for someone that is advocating for the community and what have you. And it was kind of nice to see it from a lens of this next generation of the college student, where it's like, what are some ways that we can amplify these stories and what have you. And to be honest, for so long, I just felt like our stories haven't been very silent or not heard or misrepresented in the media. And it was nice to hear that this next generation of students, of kids, are trying to continue and build and share their stories. So it's just great to see how impactful this pod has been through again different generations and different backgrounds and
Wow.
facts of life. So very cool.
Yeah, that's
So
so
that
exciting.
was nice to be a part of that.
Yeah. And actually, a lot of what we talked about this year too is just representation in the media.
Yeah.
We talked about that with Nap, Karina. I mean, it's come up a handful of times. And, I think that also, again, just us doing this, being able to reconnect and broadcast our stories, I think that's so influential in the space of entertainment. I mean, we live in Los Angeles. And so as we continue to share our stories, again, I'm going to feel more seen. We're already seeing that in the media, in film, TV. So that's super exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. I love that the trajectory is like on the up and up.
Yeah.
And I think I mentioned this with one of our guests. I think it was with Karina, but like, I do believe this platform that we do have here has the best avenue for authentic storytelling. Just because we can openly talk about these things and and you don't need a buy-in from a producer or what have you. So I do feel like podcasting has been the nice entryway to like share these stories, and hopefully one day maybe it becomes a thing or a series or TV series down the line or a movie. You never know.
Possibilities are endless.
Yes, you put it out there. You put it out there. So yeah, it's been a great journey. I just can't believe we're here.
We're here. We're
We're
here.
here. Episode
Making
12.
dreams come true with my
Yes,
cousin.
yes.
Love it.
Couldn't ask for anything more. It's so great.
Also, I just wanted to thank Tiffany. So I just show up here looking like this and I talk, but Tiffany does all the behind scenes edit. She's so talented, this woman. Does all the editing, everything, right? And I literally feel like I just show up here and I don't do anything other than talk. But I just wanted to acknowledge just all the hard work that she puts into this. Like, it's really her that has made this so amazing. So thank you, cousin.
Thanks. And no, thank you for believing in me and also being part of this, because I didn't think others would feel the same, but like we found out.
Yeah.
No, there's others.
Yeah.
Like they do want to talk about this
For
stuff.
sure.
So it's so great and exciting to like, hey, yeah, it's not like I said earlier, it's like I don't feel alone anymore. You know?
Yeah.
For so long it was just like, am I the only one carrying this burden? But no, this is fun. It's been a really awesome project and passion project, and I want to continue to do this even furthermore.
And we'd love to hear from all of our listeners. What were your biggest takeaways from this year? Any moments that you, any favorite moments, anything that resonated with you? And also, as we plan for 2025, which we're so excited for, what other stories or what other themes, topics do you guys want us to cover? Tiff and I, we've been trying to find a couple, married or not, a couple that is, one is first gen and kind of like that experience. Is that kind of the way to say it? Like, maybe you should say it.
Yeah, looking for, basically just a couple or a partnership that have different upbringing or background, cultural background, and trying to navigate those family dynamics. Like someone coming in that is not from the same background is very interesting to hear that experience. So if you're out there, want to be on this pod, it would be great to get that perspective.
Yeah.
Also, like looking for me, I would love to putting out there for next year. I did enjoy this past year when we did like a movie review on Dee Dee. That was like one of my favorite ones.
Yeah.
Because we organically watched it separately and then we talked about it. And I was like, we should do more of these. I feel like for next year, if there's other movies or TV series or just streaming content that we can tap into and talk about it, or do a little recap, spoilers. I think that'll be fun to expect for next year. And just inviting more enticing guests that we can connect and talk with and talk through things.
Yeah.
Would be cool.
So if you are interested in being a guest, go ahead and just DM us at first_gen_podcast. Finally getting it right.
Yes.
Just reach out to us and we'd love to hear from you.
Yes, hit us up, please. Well, it's the end of the year. I hope your 2024 was a good one. It's been a journey for me, but hoping for a better 2025. So Happy New Year. We'll catch you next year.
With your Sanzo.
Sanzo. And hopefully for more sponsorships.
Yes. Bye.
Take care. Thank you for listening.
Yes, thank you guys.